All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to go racing from Michigan. Kyle Holden pulls off the pole with Harley Barletta alongside. AJ Godsey and Mark Nelson have the second row. Zach Henson, Brandon Springer on the third row. Eric Stoy, Jeff Hinkle have the fourth row. Brian Oshinska and Canadian Stig rounding out your top 10. Ray Hillhouse starts in 11th with Mike Smith in 12th. Richie West in 13th, Albie Ewens in 14th, Kyle Mundell in 15th, Chris Stroop in 16th, Mark Dantuma starts 17th, and Donald Durance rounds out the 18-car field here at Michigan. Kevin, haven't even had a chance to install it yet, have not been home long enough. Getting word, DJ saying Mark Dantuma was extremely fast last night in the ARCA Series. Could be the spoiler and pull off the win here tonight. It is long overdue for Mark Dantuma. All the cars begin rolling off pit road. Everybody stacking up through 1 and 2. Tessa, we're definitely, a vote may go up on that tonight. Had a lot of requests to bring back the podcast in the last week or two. Definitely considering it. All the drivers stacked up, ready to go through turn 3. Oh, that's awesome, Kevin. Pace car is in. It is the How to Suck at iRacing third birthday. Let's have some fun with the BRR Cup Series. Here we go. Green flag is in the air there, down and away in Michigan. Jared, I may very well take you up on that one, buddy. Everybody coming up to speed through 1 and 2. Oh, a little bit loose for a lot of these cars. A lot of the guys talking about they could keep this car full throttle 20 to 25 laps into the run. However, did not see a lot of practice in the draft. Saving fuel almost completely out of the question. Kyle Holden leads lap 1. They are 3 wide coming off turn 2. Everybody gets sorted out. Mike Smith was briefly in the middle between Oshinska and Hillhouse. Oshinska on the move already up to 9th. Canadian Stig up 2 spots into 8th. Holden still in the lead. But Barletta, and here comes Mark Nelson. Mark Nelson on the bottom shooting for second. The drivers, as we mentioned in pre-race, talked about hitting that rev limiter. Now that they're up to speed, let's ride along with AJ Godsey down the front through 3 and 4 down the front straightaway. You hear the engine pick up up when he gets back on the gas. Yep, he is hitting the rev limiter at about 9,100 RPM, having to let out just a smidge through 1 and 2 as Eric Stoy, Brandon Springer touch all the way through 1 and 2, and somehow both of them save it. Jeff Hinkle had quite a few there. Everybody coming by full speed. They are going for it. Oshinska trying to make his way forward, but Canadian Stig on the high side manages to carry the momentum and keep 8th. Barletta back into 2nd place. Mark Nelson still trying to take it away. AJ Godsey, Brandon Springer, Eric Stoy, Jeff Hinkle on the move. Barletta looking underneath, Kyle Holden for the lead. Last time by, though, the fastest lap of the race was set by Jeff Hinkle. Barletta and Holden side by side down the back straightaway. Holden on the outside. Barletta pulls ahead. Can he slide up and cut off Holden's run? He clears him out of turn 4. And Harley Barletta leads a lap in Michigan. Eric Stoy starting to make some moves. He is up 2 spots into the top 5. Eric, not one of the playoff contenders, but you know he is looking to help AJ if he can. Jeff Hinkle is one of the playoff contenders, has the fastest lap of the race on the bottom, briefly 3 wide, but now back to 2 wide. Brandon Springer backing out of the middle. All the drivers said tonight it was unlikely the field would break up very much because of the gearing in the car tonight. Hey, good evening, Russell. How are you? Everybody's single file, a small group off the back with Mark Dantuma, Chris Stroop, Kyle Mundell, Richie West, Donald Durantz, and Albie Hewins. Albie way off the back, not sure what has happened, if he is having some sort of problem. But Oshinska once again battling with Canadian Stig. Gets a little help on the straightaway from Ray Hillhouse. And Kyle Holden goes all the way to the apron to try and reclaim the lead here. Oh, that is great news, Russell. How's the arm doing, buddy? And Kyle Holden has reclaimed the lead. Levi Brown cheering him on. Russell, you've been around for a while. It is the HTSAI 3rd birthday. What's your favorite memory here on How to Suck at iRacing? As Eric Stoy starts looking to the high side on Mark Nelson. He's gotten past AJ. Brandon Springer is back in the Jif car. He does have that peanut butter deployment system. Could help with that grip that car has. Mark Dantuma and crew about 2 seconds behind the lead pack at the moment, but we will have a competition caution. Around lap 30, I apparently did not write it down. Hopefully Jared can tell us what the exact lap that is. Holy cow. As Brandon Springer, Jeff Hinkle, and Ray Hillhouse have quite a battle going on back here. Have to agree, Russell. I have to say my best memory with you is the day we got you in a Chevy. That lead pack, all of these cars, all 12 cars in that lead pack, within about 1.7 seconds of each other, nobody really able to break away. Competition caution will be lap 27. It definitely will be awesome, Russell. Now the drivers can go to the competition caution on one tank of fuel. Looks like Mark Dantuma and crew decided to hold off the back, and it might have been a wise choice given some of the close calls we have seen up in the lead pack so far. AJ Godsey now looks to the inside on Eric Stoy. It looked like that car was bobbling a little bit off turn 2. Good point, Jared Heasley mentioning that 86 of Mark Nelson won at Auto Club in California, the sister track to Michigan, earlier this season. Could see him back in victory lane here tonight. Hey, thanks, Nicole. And Mark Nelson, Harley Barletta back to the bottom for the lead. AJ Godsey on the attack under Mark Nelson. They are 2 by 2 up front. Looks like the lead pack has decided to tighten back up. They're going to go to war here. Canadian Stig leads a second group with Mike Smith, Zach Henson, and Brian Oshinska. Mark Dantuma and crew have started closing in. They are now just over 1 second behind the lead pack. And the way this lead pack is racing, the rest of the field is going to catch up quickly. Harley now back in the lead. Kyle Holden looks low. Mark Nelson not really pushing the issue. AJ Godsey has help from Eric Stoy. Ray Hillhouse up 4 spots into 7th, trying to get around Springer. Jeff Hinkle now back in 8th. Canadian Stig in 9th. Zach Henson in 10th. And once Dantuma and crew catch back up to this lead pack, things are really going to get dicey. Good one, Cody. AJ drops low out of turn 2, gets back underneath, trying to give Mark Nelson a push. Nelson goes to the lead quickly. Nelson has not been battling with anybody. Whoa, they get dicey off 4. Harley looks back underneath, but Mark Nelson leads his first lap of the night. And they are starting to get 3 wide in this lead pack. Brandon Springer stuck in the middle, drifts up toward Canadian Stig. Jeff Finkel trying to take advantage down the bottom. They're 3 wide for second. Whoa, that was a close move. Eric Stoy sliding around behind, and Jeff Hinkle is going off track. We've got cars checking up back behind, no caution. Brandon Springer has fallen way back. Jeff Hinkle is going back. See if we can see what happened. They were 3 wide. Out of turn 2, and that, whoa! That's where it got sketchy, and oh! Hinkle and Springer just touched. Both of them get a little loose. They both managed to save it. Thank goodness it happened before the comp caution. They'll be able to stay back on the lead lap. Hey, good evening, JR. How are you, man? Springer definitely got loose on that one. He needed to deploy more peanut butter. Kyle Olden still sits in second. Mark Nelson leading AJ and Harley door to door of 4. Hey, congratulations, JR. JR, today is the third birthday of How to Suck at iRacing. What's your favorite memory of since you've been here? Kevin is not in the field, although it does appear he is watching. Three wide once again as Mark Dantuma's group caught the lead pack, and Dantuma now up 11 spots into 6th. If he was in his Ford, that car would have already exploded. He is on the march. Oh, getting word Kevin Reed is not in the race because he was going to wreck himself anyway. Mark Dantuma now up to 5th place. He has had the biggest move of the night so far. Mark Nelson to the lead, Dantuma up to 5th. Could we see a Mark in victory lane tonight? Well, that's happened more than once, JR. Kevin, you have been here since the beginning, buddy. What is your favorite memory from How to Suck at iRacing, bud? should be coming to the comp caution this time by. Mark Nelson in the lead. Took the lead on lap 20 and has controlled it since. Competition caution is out. JR, I have wrecked so many times, I don't even remember. The drivers catch the pace car, get ready to hit pit road. They can go 34 to 38 laps on a tank of fuel. Expected to be closer to 34 to 35 due to the hitting the red line on the straightaways. The drivers are not going to be able to save much fuel tonight. Yes, things definitely changed when we discovered fog. Hey, Thanos, how are you, man? Sorry you didn't make the race, buddy. Oh, Jared, I've been imagining rain since the first announcement and the things I can do with that. All the drivers are on pit road, 4 tires and fuel. Kyle Holden manages to win the race off pit road. Mark Dantuma comes out in 4th. Let's see if we can get a quick word. Hey, Mark, it's Doug. You got me?
I got you, buddy. What's up?
Hey, you were on a mission tonight. That Chevy's got you up 13 spots into 4th.
Yeah, it's my old home track, so I figured I better show up or I better go home.
Well, you're definitely showing up. Mark Nelson's been up there leading. It looks like one of the Marks is going to be in victory lane tonight.
Yeah, it's probably going to be him. I kind of used my stuff up there on that last run. I'm going to have to back it down a little bit for this one if I want to try and make it to the end.
Well, it has definitely been an exciting race. It looked like you were playing it safe there early, but man, that late run charge, that was impressive.
Yeah, it was definitely Parrot Polish that does the trick.
Parrot Polish has got the Mad Dog Motorsports car back in the top 5, man. Good luck and great race so far, buddy.
Thanks, Doug.
Mark Dantuma is definitely charging here tonight. And now there's 2 votes for Mark Nelson. Jared Heasley, Kevin Reed, both predicting Mark Nelson to win this race. Everybody stacking back up side by side. Michigan is known for not many, if any, cautions at first run. No cautions at all. A few close calls, but nothing significant to talk about. Nothing to bring out the caution for certain, and now we've got a run to the finish. About 50 laps to go. They will have to make one pit stop for fuel. JR, I vote for me winning this one too. Now Cody Young is voting for Mark Nelson. If Angie's watching, I know she's cheering for Mark. Pace car is in. Kyle Holden will control the restart. They're in the zone. He fires. Green flag. Back in the air. Holden gets a really good jump. Harley Barletta managing to slip under AJ. And oh, they touched. Oh, they are banging off of each other. And Harley moves up to the high side. AJ's got to run underneath. And AJ slides back up right in front of Harley. Wow. JR, you ain't a kidding, buddy. Mark Nelson back on the march, being more aggressive on this run, battling AJ for second place. Did hear the drivers say braking. Kyle Holden is trying to break the draft on the cars behind. It's the only chance he has to get away from the field, or they're going to reel him back in. And keep an eye on Jeff Hinkle, who had problems earlier, along with Brandon Springer. Brandon in 13th, Hinkle in 14th. Watch for both to come through the field, especially Hinkle on the long run. Mark Nelson now in second, and he has caught Holden. Mark shoots it to the bottom. Mark Nelson came in tonight third in points. He goes back to the lead. Holden still trying to fight on the high side, but it looks like the two marks may get together as Dan Tuma's now to third. AJ pushes it off turn two, gets a big run down the back straightaway. AJ's got help now from Harley Barletta up top. Mark Dantuma all alone on the bottom. Dantuma now trying to clear AJ. He finally gets in front of... No! He almost had him cleared through 1 and 2, but that run off the high side out of turn 2 gives AJ the position back. Canadian Stig now back in the fight. He is in 6th. Ray Hillhouse up to 7th. Richie West on the move. Now up to 8th. Kyle Mundell now up to 9th. Chris Stroop back in the fight up to 10th. This is still very much anybody's race. Oh, Mark Dantuma way low. They are 3 wide down the back straightaway. And they are 3 wide at the back as Mike Smith, Eric Stoy, Brian Oshinska, 3 wide down the front stretch. Mike Smith comes out ahead on that battle. Mike now up to 13th, and Kyle Mundell is starting to build a run up to 10th. Mark Nelson still in the lead. Harley Barletta looking underneath Holden for second. Holden slides in, takes third. AJ hanging on in fourth. Ray Hillhouse now up in the top 5. And you got to give it to Hillhouse, man. He has been fighting all season long. Missed a couple of races. Barely making it into the playoffs and has been on the back foot since the start of the playoffs. But here he is fighting his way up. Harley Barletta on the high side takes the lead. Mark Nelson still in second with that Jared Heasley painted car. Harley and Mark out front. AJ in third. Ray Hillhouse now in fourth. Kyle Holden, the points leader, appears to be fading just a little bit. Is this a strategy play or is something a little off with Kyle tonight? Canadian Stick still in sixth. Mark D'Antuma currently holding seventh. Kyle Mundell continuing his march up top. He is in eighth. Richie West right behind him in ninth. Holy cow, Stroop just shot off down. See what happened to Stroop off turn 2. Joe, him and Springer just get in the middle, meet in the middle, and Stroop loses a little bit of ground. Fortunately, the pack all still together. Stroop not out of this fight. Jared, you're 100% right. This race could very well come down to that green flag stop. Everybody will take 4 tires and fuel, but any mistake on pit road tonight could be fatal. Top 5 single file. Kyle Holden drops down to the bottom. Looks like he is going to try and move forward again. Kyle Mundell has made his way up into 6th. Make that 5th as he comes by Kyle Holden. Holden shoots it to the bottom. They're 3 wide through 1 and 2. These guys are racing like every lap is the last lap. Oh, Holden comes up. They wreck out of turn 2. Several cars caught in the aftermath caution. The points leader is involved. Several playoff cars involved. Kyle Holden just pushes up the track and everybody gets together here. Let's back this up just a little bit. Kyle Holden on the bottom out of turn 2. Pushes up. Ray Hillhouse involved. Kyle Mundell involved. Believe Mark D'Antuma caught a piece of that. D'Antuma was involved, so multiple playoff drivers caught up. First caution of the night. We obviously had the competition caution First incident of the night, lap 42. And everybody is on pit road, but nobody can go the distance on fuel from here. Actually, let me do some quick math here, folks. I think a careful driver could potentially go the distance on fuel. It's going to be really, really close. And Mark Nelson is the first one off pit road. Let's see if we can get a word with our new leader. Hey, Mark, it's Doug. You got me?
I got you, Doug.
Hey, you've got a big fan section tonight, buddy, and you're back in the lead. You've had a great race so far.
Yeah, I've been leading some laps. That almost never happens, but it's a good feeling.
Well, man, you've been on fire all night, but here's the tricky part. You guys are right on the cusp of where you can go the distance on fuel. Was that your final stop?
I'm planning on it being my final stop. I did some fuel mileage testing in practice, and I should be within the window now.
Well, man, I gotta say, a lot of folks predicting you to win this one tonight. I'm hoping you get her done. Good luck, buddy.
Oh, thank you very much, Doug.
Mark Nelson thinks he can go the distance. Bobby, thank you so much for the stars tonight. Levi, savage mode indeed. This thing's about to get really wild. I do believe for the third birthday of How to Suck at iRacing, these guys came to put on a birthday show tonight. Mark Nelson and Harley Barlett on the front row. AJ Godsey and now Canadian Stig on the second row. Zach Henson and Mike Smith now on the third row. Brian Oshinska, Brandon Springer, Chris Stroop, Richie West. Round out your top 10. Jeff Hinkle, Eric Stoy, Kyle Mundell, Kyle Holden, Albie Hewins, Mark Dantuma, Donald Durant, all on the lead lap. Ray Hillhouse currently one lap down. Pace car is in. This is about to get really fun. The points leader is at the tail end of the field. Green flag is back in the air. Holden back in 14th. Could lose a lot of ground here tonight, especially. And look at this. Canadian Stig has gone to second. Jared, that is not even a gutsy prediction. Canadian Stig is going to the lead. Harley Barletta looking underneath Mark Nelson for second. And the Canadian Stig will lead a lap for the first time tonight. I have a feeling Jared is right. That is not the last caution of the night. Jeff Hinkle losing ground as Kyle Mundell tries to fight his way back up But Hinkle gets a better run into turn 3, gets underneath Richie West. Canadian Stick continuing to lead. He's got a massive run tonight. Stiggy started in 10th. He is on the run. And they are trying to get 3 wide once again as Brian Oshinska's working his way forward. Hey, good evening, John. Thank you so much, buddy. Mike Smith is up here in the fight. Almost made it 3 wide. Here comes Stroop. Mike Smith gets a big push from Stroop down the front. Holy cow. Mike kissed the wall. Harley Barletta has dropped back to 5th. Oh! Harley gets a bump from Brandon Springer. Manages to hold on. Springer backs off. This one is completely crazy and unpredictable here tonight. Zach Henson now up into 4th. The points leader still back in 15th. He's in the lead pack and battling with Mark Dantuma. Dantuma has come through this field once already tonight. Holy cow! Eric Story in the wall. Let's see what happened to Stoyboy. Oh, Hinkle gets a little bit of a push, and oh, Harley was sideways, came up. What the heck happened with Harley? Let's see if we can back this up just a little bit. See what the heck happened to Harley Barletta here. Looks like Springer gets a push up into Barletta. Eric Stoy hard on the brakes to avoid it. Richie West also on the brakes. Meanwhile, Canadian Stig out for a Sunday cruise. Mark Nelson still right there with him, but can't get past him. Brandon Springer still in the fight. Zach Henson tries to make a move under AJ for 3rd. Jeff Hinkle starting to make some moves forward as well. Eric Stoy off the back. Eric hoping for a caution. Does look like he has a little damage to the right side of that car. Kyle Holden, the points leader, still back in 13th. Harley Barletta holds on to 12th for the moment. But never count Harley out. Stroop continues to make his way forward as well. Chris Stroop of 12 spots into 4th. Also, Mark Dantuma has now worked his way back into the top 10. AJ Gotze all over the back bumper of Mark Nelson. Canadian Stig still out front. And here we go. Mike Smith sticks the nose in the middle. He's going 3 wide. Jeff Hinkle also goes 3 wide right behind. They settle back into 2 wide, but Mike Smith on the march. Jeff Hinkle now back up into 7th. Mike Smith is into the top 5. And Jeff Hinkle is 3 wide with Brian Oshinska. And Brandon Springer. Springer backs off into 1. Stroop is trying to make it 3 wide again as he gets to the outside on Mike Smith. Brian Oshinska sees the open door on the high side. He goes with him. Smith fights back on the bottom. Hinkle lurking right behind. And Stig still in the lead. AJ on the bottom, shoots to the bottom here. Chris Stroop now to the hole, they touch. There is a lot of door banging for 23 laps to go. Oshinska moving on the high side. Brian Oshinska could be the dark horse here tonight. I do believe it would be his first BRR victory if he could take that car to victory lane. Brian has multiple wins in this car at this track. Brian, one of the best at these tracks in this car. Oh, Mike Smith up the wall. And a little bit of a blink up there as well. Points leader Kyle Holden now on the bumper of Brandon Springer side by side with Mark Dantuma as both drivers trying to work their way back toward the front. Stig still at the front, still in control of this race. Now Zach Henson battles with Mark Nelson. Nelson shoots into the bottom. Henson drops to the bottom, cuts off Stroop's run. Nelson side by side with Stig, but Stig sends it deep into 1. And both cars a little bit of a bobble out of turn 2. Stig gets control quicker and pulls ahead. Canadian Stig was not happy with the setup in practice. I guarantee you he's happy now. Jeff Hinkle has worked his way back up into 6th, quietly marching his way forward. Harley Barletta has caught back up, but Mark Dantuma looking low. And Springer looking high. They're going to try 3 wide again. Every time Harley and Springer have gotten side by side, they have had problems. Springer clears Barletta for the moment. Dantuma now back into 8th. And Stiggy still holds the lead. Nelson's tried high side. Nelson's tried low side. Has not been able to clear, but he does. Out of turn 2, Mark Nelson back. And there's chaos back behind. Hey, thank you, Thanos. We're sharing memories of the last 3 years, buddy. What's your favorite memory here? Holy cow, they're trying to get 4 wide. AJ kisses the wall. Three wide, back down the front straightaway. Jeff Hinkle sideways. Caution is out. Richie West is in the wall. Brian right behind, and looked like we had a car just push up. They were just shy of 4 wide. It looks like Kyle Mundell pushed Hinkle down as Richie was pushing up, and Hinkle went for one heck of a ride. Only our second caution of the night. Kyle Holden currently running in 7th place. Zach Henson currently in 2nd. And Mark Nelson back to the lead. Canadian Stig has dropped to 3rd. But look who's back up into the top 5. Mark Dantuma. Yeet indeed. It has been a night of yeet. This should also put Ray Hillhouse back on the lead lap. Yep, he gets the lucky dog and it goes back to the lead, or back to the lead lap. Richie West looks like he might have dove to pit road immediately. Left sides are up, and Mark Nelson gets back out in the lead. Zach Henson now to 2nd place. Let's see if we can talk to Henson. Hey, Zach, it's Doug. You got me? Hey, Zach, it's Doug in the booth. You got me?
Doug?
Hey, buddy. It's been a little crazy out there tonight.
A little sketchy.
Sketchy is an understatement, man. That was a bit crazy, but you've been up there fighting pretty much all night.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I think you're breaking up a little.
Yeah, I think so. Mike.
Well, buddy, we'll try and get with you again later, but good luck and hold on to her. Sounded like Zach said he was having some oh my God, Gerald. Sounded like Zach was having some technical difficulties there. Richie West is back down on pit road, and it looks like he may lose a lap here. Everybody stacks back up side by side. Mark Nelson and Zach Henson have the front row. Mark Dantuma and Canadian Stig, on the 2nd row. Holden and Stroop on the 3rd row. Mundell and Godsey on the 4th row. Harley Barletta, Brian Oshinska round out your top 10. Ray Hillhouse, one of your championship contenders, back on the lead lap. Jeff Hinkle, surprisingly, way back in 16th. Albie Hewins, I think, has been playing it safe all night. I fully expect him to be back in this. What about Canadian Stig tonight? He has been on fire. And Brian Oshinska in the fight all night. And you know what? It wouldn't be a Michigan race if we didn't crank it up, folks. So as soon as the green flag drops, we're going to stop talking. You guys crank up the volume. It's time to get loud. Here we go. They fire green back in the air. Crank it up, folks. Mark Nelson continues to lead. I really love that crank it up. Mark Nelson continues to lead. Henson in second. Stiggy up to third. Stiggy power move up to the top line. Chris Stroop, Kyle Holden now battling. AJ Godsey right behind. Mark Dantuma is right there. Mundell also in the fight. Brian Oshinska still lurking right behind, waiting for his opportunity. Harley Barletta still right there with him as well. As Mark comes down, gets 10 laps to go, it is still anybody's race. Richie West, the only driver not on track. All 17 cars still on track are on the lead lap. All still within the lead draft. This is still very much anybody's race. Still a lot of battles going on. Dan Tuna looks underneath Kyle Holden. Can't quite get there. Harley Barletta and Brandon Springer once again together. That has not been a good combo all night. Every time Springer and Barletta get close, they end up banging into each other. Hopefully they can put a little bubble wrap in there. Zach Henson still lurking on Mark Nelson's back bumper. Canadian Stick, Chris Stroop, and Kyle Mundell right behind. Dan Tuma now up into 6th. The points leader struggling here tonight. He is back in 10th. Mark Nelson tries to break the draft on Henson down the back straightaway. Chris Stroop starting to look low. Mundell's going to go with him. No move there yet. Now Harley Barletta on the bottom, and he's got help from Brandon Springer. AJ Godsey's been in the top 5 most of the night. Starting to fade a little bit. AJ in 7th. Mike Smith, a little blink, but he is lurking right outside the top 10. And Brian Oshinska has suddenly dropped back into 15th. Chris Stroop now looking to the inside on Stiggy. Zach Henson has gotten right to Mark Nelson's back bumper. Mark Dantuma, meanwhile, has a run on the bottom. And Dantuma gets 2 for 1. Moves up into 4th. Kyle Mundell has blinked. He is back. It is patch week, folks. We do see a lot more glitches during patch week. Mark Dantuma has now made his way to 4th. Him and Stroop in 3rd, both up 13 spots. Both drivers putting on one heck of a show. Both drivers playoff contenders. As is Kyle Mundell lurking right behind. 5 laps to go. 4 laps to go now. Mark Nelson still has the lead with Zach Henson lurking right behind. Mark likely doing a lot of mirror driving right now. Meanwhile, Kyle Mundell trying to find a way past Harley Barletta. Harley up to 5th. Caution is out. Caution is out with 4 laps to go. And we will get a green-white checkered finish. Let's see what happened. Albie Ewan's battling Donald Durant down to turn 1. Albie pushes up as Durant comes down. They meet in the middle, and wow, what a hit. Albie had to toe to pit road. Looks like Durant is able to limp it around, and Canadian Stig is on his way back onto pit road. Looks like Stiggy may have had a problem up front. Let's see if we can see what happened to him. Coming out of turn 2. He was bobbling into 3 and 4, but the car looks okay. Rubs the wall through 3 and 4. And pulled down low. It looks like there was problems with the car. So now we go to a green-white checkered finish. The question becomes, how many drivers come to pit road? And this may determine Mark Nelson's chance. If he comes to pit road and everybody else stays out, he gets bit. But if he doesn't come down pit road and everybody else or anybody else behind gets 4 fresh tires, he might get bit. Do you take tires or do you keep track position? That is the $1 million question here. Brian Oshinska has completed a pit stop. Canadian Stig has towed to pit road. And everybody is going to stay out under this caution. Lights are out on the pace car. The only lead lap driver who's been on pit road, Brian Oshinska, back in 14th. He has 4 fresh good years. Could it be enough? We said earlier in the race, Brian has multiple wins here, multiple wins in this car, has never won in BRR competition. Could tonight be the night? Looks like Mark Nelson choosing to start on the high side with Mark Dantuma right behind him. Zach Hintz and Chris Stroop on the bottom. Stroop and Dantuma have put on one heck of a show tonight. That second row, both of them up 13 spots from where they started. Pace car is in. Green, white, checkered finish. Here we go. Nelson fires their away. Green flag is in the air. Dantuma goes quickly. Zach Henson quickly moves up the track trying to shut down the run on Dantuma. They are 3 wide back behind as Kyle Holden tries to go up the middle. Brandon Springer gets together. Caution is back out. We'll get another green-white checkered. We'll try that replay again. Kyle Holden shoots to the middle on Kyle Mundell and Brandon Springer, and they get squished. Several championship contenders involved. Now everybody can go the distance on fuel. We are not expecting to see anybody on pit road. Hey, always airballing, having a great day, dude. It's the 3rd birthday of How to Suck at iRacing. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. We'll see if anybody hits pit road. Then we're going to get a quick word with Chris Stroop. Yeah, nobody's coming in. All right, let's see if we can get a word with Stroop. Hey, Chris, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, Doc, I got you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound a little robotic, but all good, buddy.
Oh, shoot. Sorry about that.
You're all good, man. It has been a wild race all night. You and Dantuma have come from way behind to march your way up here and be battling for this win. Can you get that last few spots?
Yeah, man, I hope so. We've been running good. We started at the back and just kind of tried to keep it clean and try and save some tires, and we're here at the end, so we'll see what happens. Maybe the leaders will get into each other. We can sneak by it. It's hard to say. We'll see, though.
Oh, man, good luck. That was definitely a wild restart. You had a great move right off the bat, and hopefully you can pull that one off again.
Yeah, thank you. We got lucky there. I'm kind of happy to be starting in 4th here on the outside, so what's going to happen? I'm just going to try and protect the outside line.
All right, man. Good luck tonight, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, man.
All right, Chris Stroop may or may not have been taken over by a robot. I don't know. Kevin Reed says he can hear Mark Nelson from where he's at. I'm sure with that caution, we know what Mark was saying. He definitely did not want to see that. Gerald would have taken tires, but nobody else did. Kyle Mundell is on pit road, as is Donald Durrance. Kyle Holden did not pit. I do believe he used his fast repair in that first sandwich, trying to get a good look at his car. Doesn't look like he has very much, if any, significant damage. A little bit on the right rear. Somebody check on Chris Stroop later tonight. Make sure he hasn't been replaced by a T1000 or something. All right, the final restart. Will one of the marks be in victory lane tonight? Can Zach Henson get clear? Can Chris Stroop get clear? Can Kyle Holden, after being sandwiched, make his way forward to salvage the night? Brian Oshinska will now be up, and he is the only driver out there on fresh tires. The only lead lap driver. Oshinska currently in 11th. Can he still get it done? Pace car is in. Mark Nelson in control of the restart. He's in the zone and fires. Green flag is in the air. 2 laps to go in Michigan. Mark quickly clears traffic, gets up to the high line. Zach Henson slides into second, Stroop in third. Stroop gets the wall. He catches AJ. We've got spinning behind. Chris Stroop isn't caught up. AJ Godsey was in it. And this will be the white flag. Mark Nelson is going to pull off the win in Michigan. Zach Henson will come home second. Dan Tuma in third. Let's take a quick look at what happened. Chris Stroop coming off turn 2, bounces off the wall. AJ tries to shoot to the high side, gets caught up in it. Several cars drop to the apron. Here they come through 3 and 4. Mark Nelson in the lead. Zach Henson in second. Mark Dan Tuma in third. And down the front straightaway, Mark Nelson will win an epic, epic race here at Michigan. Zach Henson comes home second, Dan Tuma in third. Let's talk to our top 3. Mark, that was a wild race. You were the biggest mover of the night. One of the most exciting races of the season, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. I feel like I passed everybody at least twice, other than the front couple of cars. But
I would have to agree. I think you really did. Under that competition caution, you came back out way back in the field. Yet in the blink of an eye, you were back up in the top 5.
Yeah, I don't know why, but for some reason I was able to pass. A lot of people were talking about how tough it was, but it didn't really seem like it was that bad for me.
Well, you definitely were able to pass everybody, man. Great race. Obviously, the Chevy is the way to go.
Yeah, probably is. I'll probably have to stick with it.
Well, great job, buddy. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, Doug.
Mark Dantuma comes home third, and Mike Smith does come home with a top 5. Great job by him as well. Let's talk to Zach, who came home in second. Zach, a great job pulling off a second place finish tonight. Zach, you got me?
Hello?
Hey, there you are.
Still
Great job tonight, man. A great second place finish, buddy.
Thank you.
It did get a little bit wild up there on those last few laps.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well, man, congratulations. An awesome run. A great finish, buddy.
Thank you.
I think Zach may still be having mic issues, but finally, Mark Nelson pulls off the win. Mark, everybody was cheering for you to pull this one out tonight.
I appreciate that. I didn't know I had such a fan base.
I have to say, I really wondered on those restarts and really wondered when that caution came out. Kevin Reed said he could hear you shouting from there when that caution came out.
Yeah, honestly, I was super nervous the last 5 laps there. It seemed like every single time that I felt good about my situation, caution. And then I get in a good spot and caution. And I'm like, come on. And fortunately, the restarts kept getting shortened there. And I kind of wanted it to end like that, but didn't at the same time. But gosh, Doug, it's so hard to win races in this league that I will take it any way that I can get it.
Man, that was definitely an awesome win. You fought and earned that one like crazy tonight, buddy. Congratulations. A great, well-deserved win.
Thanks so much, Doug. I appreciate it.
Mark Nelson pulls off the win, and that was definitely a wild race tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming by. Thank you for all the happy birthdays. How to Suck at iRacing. I cannot believe we are 3 years old, and what a way to celebrate with one of the first leagues we ever had. BRR never hesitates to put on a great show. Thank you guys, the fans, so much for the awesome 3 years. Hope for many more. And thank you for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow night at 8:30 Eastern for Jones BS Racing. And I'm sure we'll have something on during the day tomorrow to entertain you as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great night, everybody.